Epic Games is making a massive change to how emotes work in Fortnite, and it is very, very confusing to me. We're going to be talking about this today, and as always, we're going to gather what the internet thinks on the Explore page about this as well. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. Guys, let me bring you over to this post by Hypex over here because this encapsulates the new emote. Fortnite did make a blog post, okay? Sabrina Carpenter's emote teaser and new feature. Most emotes in the locker are renamed to dance emotes. These emotes are now synced with nearby players even if you don't own the emote. Now, first of all, I don't know because I'm recording this video the night before you're actually seeing it. I don't know if this feature actually released with Sabrina Carpenter or not. Regardless, if it's not in the game, it's something that's coming. So, you're going to be able to do any dance now. I don't hate the change, don't get me wrong. I just think it's very, very weird because wouldn't this just mean that Epic Games would profit less from emotes? I can see a lot of people buying less emotes if everybody can do the emote or if they can just walk up to somebody and do the same emote as them. I don't really know what Epic Games was thinking this way, and I know that a lot of people are happy that they're getting rid of exclusivity as well. I don't care about that when it comes to emotes. The only thing, and I'll sum it up really quickly because we've talked about it at great lengths on the channel, guys. The only time that I am pro exclusivity is when something was released as exclusive, something like old battle passes or something like the Paradigm. Other than that, I don't see the big deal. I think it's extremely weird to care about. Like, I don't get it. I'm just confused why Epic Games is doing this. Literally, the only thing that I can think of is because the most of the community really wants to use old emotes and they're really pro getting rid of exclusivity. But it's weird that Epic Games would, like, perhaps sacrifice a profit because you see a lot of people online talking about this where I wouldn't have bought so many emotes if I would have known that other people are going to use them. First of all, I don't really agree with that either. Like, is this going to change my spending pattern? And comment down below if you feel the same way as me because I don't know what to think about this whole thing. It's not going to change my spending pattern. If I like an emote, I'm going to buy an emote. I'm not going to walk around on the map hoping that I randomly see someone with the emote that I'm trying to do. I also think that it sounds worse than it is. And by sounds worse, I mean like when people are like getting the opinion that they're not going to spend money on emotes anymore. Really the only time they're going to use this is in some creative experiences or in the lobby. In the actual game of Fortnite that you're going to be playing, you're not going to be walking up to random people on the island using this cool emote that you've never seen before. And it's like, oh, I need to do this dance. I can't really see things going that way. It's probably just going to like make for some gritty trains and wait while you're waiting for the bus or something like that. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think that it's going to affect people spending a lot, but Epic Games has to see like a little bit of a dip with it, don't they? Because there's a lot of people, again, I really can see a ton of people just going, I'm not going to buy that emote because I'm going to use it, and then why am I paying for it if everybody else can use it? I know a lot of people have that mindset. I'm not saying you're wrong for having that mindset. I just am very weirded out by this decision from Epic Games. I don't think for the most part it's going to change most people's spending patterns, so it's certainly not going to change mine. If I like an emote, if I like a song, I'm going to buy it. I want to use it whenever I want. I don't want to have to wait for somebody else to do it. But yeah, very strange. Pretty well every emote now or every dance emote is going to be a synced emote. Don't get it. Don't get it. Usually I have more to say on specific topics when we talk about these things, but that kind of sums up my general take, so we're going to move on to the next point of the video, guys. As always, it's not just about what I think. I wanted to take a look over at the Explore page and replies to myself to kind of get a gauge on how people felt about this. This did hit the Explore page over on X, so let me bring you over to what I had to say over on X. I'm also going to make a video about this. People have been bringing up the conversation about exclusive Battle Pass emotes that they own. If you have any thoughts, drop them below, and I will include some. Thanks again. I completely forgot that I wanted to talk about people talking about their Battle Pass exclusivity. So we're going to get into that, the other replies in just a second. A lot of people are upset because you have these exclusive emotes that you've had, things like Take the L, things like your old Chapter 1 Battle Pass emotes, and other people can use them now. I think this is an excellent way to kind of get around that exclusivity. I respect Epic Games for not bringing back the old Battle Passes. I don't care about this. The people using emotes, they don't own them. They don't own them. I think it's a okay way around. I'm not gonna get all up in arms about it. Not that I would get all up in arms if the battle passes did come back. I just think it would like be the wrong thing to do. But again, I don't want to bring the conversation back to battle passes. We've talked about it so many times. I don't really think it's wrong. I don't know because they're updating those emotes. They're updating those emotes. I know a lot of people are talking about having compensation. To be honest with you, if you're changing something that if Epic Games is changing something that a lot of people have been purchasing, sorry, I'm kind of thinking on the spot about this a little bit. Should they offer compensation? I guess so. They can make a refund available. I wouldn't be opposed to that, to be honest with you, but who's going to refund their emotes? who's gonna refund their old Chapter 1 emotes? I just don't see a big deal. Everyone who purchased these emotes as exclusive at the time still have their emotes and nobody else can get them. It's just they've become synced emotes. I don't really know if it's wrong to change that. That's kind of where I'm at, but I'd love to know what you guys think about it down below as always. And again, I think it's weird to like obsess over it. Very important to know, because for some reason, whenever I talk about this topic, everybody just assumes that I'm a butthurt old Chapter 1 Battle Pass owner. And I don't know how many times I have to sit down and say, I don't care. It's weird to care about. People are going to use my emotes. I don't care. Maybe I'll get a squad fill that'll do take the L with me, okay? But of course, bringing you back over to the tweet that I had, I wanted to get the conversation going with everybody. So if you'd like to join the conversation, follow me at Clen YouTube over on X, or you can find the link at the top of the description with the link tree, or the direct link to X in the description down below. Thank you very much for being here, everybody. Let's hear what everybody else had to say about this, okay? Inversions had this to say: I genuinely don't understand why people are bothered by this new feature. You will still be able to use your emotes at any time, and it's not like the people who sync your emote will have the emote in their locker. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling about it. It seems it's very, very straightforward to me. Like, you still have your emotes. I'm still going to buy my emotes. Somebody else can dance. I don't think it's going to happen all that much. And I know people are going to talk about, okay, nobody can flex anymore. Realistically, how many people, like, flex their emotes? Out of all the people who play Fortnite, how many people legitimately sit down and flex their emote? If you're somebody who does that, I would argue that you're probably one of the biggest losers of the game. Oh, yeah. Look at my emote. Like, imagine being that guy. I don't understand why. The people who get bothered by flexing might be worse. Because you're, like, looking at somebody flexing a Fortnite emote that they have and getting bothered by that. And not looking at them going, wow, this guy's an actual loser. You know? I just don't get it, man. Let's continue on to what Sky Cyandox had to say. I can already see the group of grittying superhero skins. So true. Yeah, there's probably going to be some really fun moments in the lobby, and that's what I kind of like that, man. Everybody doing the gritty in the lobby. We're going to have some pretty funny moments like that. You're going to see some funny TikToks. Michael Struckman had this to say: Battle Pass exclusivity. Epic can offer a one-time refund to anyone that has an issue with the cosmetics being resold. In return, you'd have to give back the cosmetics that you purchased. Cleanest way would to be have 950 V-Bucks refunded. There's no great way to refund your entire V-Buck purchase, considering your other purchases won't be eligible for a refund. If customers genuinely want a cash refund, they'd have to refund their V-Buck purchase and then return anything that they purchased with those V-Bucks. Epic would then be free to do whatever they like with these cosmetics. Yeah, if they offer refunds, man, if they offer refunds and they want to change it that bad, I think that's the right thing to do. If they're going to actually like take something that was exclusive and then no longer make it exclusive, they should absolutely give compensation. I agree with that. I still think that they're going to do it one day, man. Ghost Jake had this to say: getting very upset about exclusivity has always been cringe. Yeah, I like to the point where it's like going on a rampage about that. I do think it's cringe, but I don't like look down on anybody for just wanting their exclusive stuff. It's just not for me, and perhaps it's not for you. There's a lot of people who really like collecting rare things. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But for the people who are going up in arms attacking people, yeah, that's absolutely cringe. RM had this to say: gotta cater to the soft AF players who think they're entitled to have access to everything in the game. Yeah, is that what Epic Games is doing? I can't think of a reason why they would make this change, because I imagine that they would see less of a profit from it. Am I wrong? And please, like, honestly, comment down below if you think otherwise, because I can't think of another reason why they would add this. It, like, doesn't help the community that much in the game. Like, it's not really that big of a deal. Is it really something like that? Regardless, let's continue on to what Moon had to say. I'm not sure how I feel about this, because it just seems like another scam practice. If I knew they were going to do this, I wouldn't have bought as many emotes as I did. I would buy the less popular emotes because you barely see them in-game. Not because of rarity, but because you can get your money's worth. Example, why am I buying espresso when everyone is doing it in every lobby, and I can just sync with them for free? And how would this work for Battle Pass emotes? The ones that are meant to be exclusive for only you, because you played Fortnite back then. If they don't want to bring back the passes, they should just stick to that mindset then. These workarounds to try and kill off exclusivity is so weird, and will cause them to lose money. This definitely changes how I buy emotes, but at the end of the day, it's all pixels, and it's not something that I'm going to die over. I completely agree with that end statement right there. At the end of the day, it's all pixels, it's a video game, not a big deal, okay? I do agree for the most part about that, but like, I also do believe there's a lot of people that actually would have changed their spending patterns if they would have known that this was something that Epic Games was going to do in the future. But the problem is, what I'm stuck on personally is I don't know how I feel about Epic Games changing something that everybody purchased a long time ago. Okay, now that's not how it works anymore. And I'm sure there's something like deep in the TOS that says that they can change it, obviously, right? But I don't know how I feel about that. Should they offer refunds for everything? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm a little bit mixed. I don't have a strong stance on this one, guys. Urgent had this to say, this is a feature I've wanted for a while. Why can't all dance emotes be synced? As for the exclusivity part, I wonder if Hypex may be wrong. Even if he isn't, getting mad about it is pathetic. You still have to initiate. You're basically saying that you don't want to have fun. As far as I know, Hypex isn't wrong on this, because all of the leak pages have been kind of saying the same thing. Apparently, this is how the new emote system is going to work. Emmanuel had this to say, don't get why people still care about exclusivity in 2025. Epic's clearly moving past that. This update's fire though, makes emotes way more worth it if you got a squad. Only downside, might hurt sales since one person cops it and the whole crew joins in. That's what I don't get. That's what I don't get. But hey, if Epic Games really wants to make the player base have a little bit more fun with some emotes at the expense of some profit, that's great. Bring back the storyline team. But yeah, I don't know. I don't care about it either. It's an update. It's an update to some dances. It's not going to change anything I'm going to do with my emotes. AJ had this to say, yeah, I will also never buy emotes again after this change. I will simply wait until I get into a lobby and hope I run into someone that's going to do the exact emote I want to do every time I feel like doing it. Duh. I don't know if this is sarcastic or not. That's the thing, right? I can't see people, like a ton of people actually changing their spending habits. Are they going to run across the lobby hoping to see somebody doing the emote at the exact same time? That probably is sarcasm, but on the off chance that it's not, props to you for voting with your wallet. We need to see more of that if people want to see some change within Epic Games. Sizzle had this to say, Fortnite needs to realize that this means there's going to be a huge decline in emotes bought after the releases because you can't just do the same emote as everyone else. I would imagine they're going to see a little bit of a decrease in like the insanely popular emotes, like Espresso, for example, something along those lines, but I don't think it's going to make that much of a change in general. I think people are making a little bit, too much of this update, as people typically do in the Fortnite community over here, guys. If you want to hear more about this specific update, why don't you take a look at this video we just did talking about the Sabrina Carpenter skin coming to Fortnite, because people love it, people hate it. I gave my take, and of course we took a look at everybody else's take. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Check out the video on screen. Take care.